All right, next up we have Brendan Clean with Forbes. He'll be followed by Kellen Olson.
Hey, Monty, I remember last year when James Borrego came here, hit the kind of sort of that first time, he had a lot of good things to say about the relationship you guys had formed. And just to see what he's done, bringing this really young group to like a 500 record in just his second year, what have you seen from him? I'm sure maybe you're not surprised, but what have you seen out of his job?
Yeah, he did it last year. I think they were picked like last or close to last in the East, and they finished much higher than people anticipated, and I didn't think he got enough credit for what he did with that team. And now he's got a young team that plays hard. You watch their execution on offense. A lot of people talk about being well coached, and JB doesn't get enough credit for how his teams execute on both ends. They run a number of coverages at you on defense. So I'm not surprised. I mean, JB and I worked together. We started out together in San Antonio. He was, video coordinator. I was like the assistant to the assistant at Dunder Mifflin. I was just in the room hoping I could get a chance to coach. And both of us in these positions, it's pretty cool.
All right, next up is Kellen Olson with Arizona Sports. He'll be followed by Raphael Haynes.
Hey, Coach, to bounce off Charlotte, they're a team that's getting a bit more attention this year with LaMelo, obviously, but they've got a really talented roster. Rozier's playing great. Hayward's playing great. Bridges and Monk are playing better. Just what have you seen from them on film and the way that some of those guys are coming together this year?
Zeller's a guy to me that kind of ties it together. Gordon's always been a good player. Now he's not so much in the shadow of other good players that are older, like it was for him in Boston. But Zeller's a guy that, he can offensive rebound, he can pass, he can defensive rebound, he can attack the basket, he's good diving. He's one of those guys that you have to pay attention to. And then you look at all of their young guards and wings and what Rozier's doing. Outside of last game, I think he's averaging plus 30 points per game over the last 6, taking away the Utah game. So they just have a lot of guys you have to account for, and you have to get back in transition. They're one of the better transition teams in the league, and they play fast, but they're organized. So we spend a lot of time talking about a number of things. At the end of the day, we got to force tough shots and we got to rebound the ball. Can't give those guys extra possessions, and we got to fly back in transition.
All right, next up is Raphael Haynes with a 3-point conversion, followed by Rod Boone.
Hello, Coach. Hope all is well. Coach, speaking of the Charlotte Hornets, you spoke a little bit about LaMelo Ball, but can you speak on his game? What has impressed you from film, what you've seen so far as a rookie?
His feel for the game is different than most young guys. You can look at him on film and you can tell he sees things about a step or two ahead of most young guys. He plays in the pick and roll. He knows how to hold his defender at bay, keep the big in front of him, and then he can find guys. He can offensive rebound. He's got as the young guys talk about, a swag about his game and a confidence. And he's unique. He's a big guard. And so it allows for him to see all over the place. So his passes are usually on time and on target because he can see over the defense. So his career has been well documented, but now watching him in the league, you see, what everybody was talking about, because he's got an unreal feel for the game. He shoots it better than people thought he could, but the confidence that he has is something that most young guys don't come into the league with, especially at the point guard position.